Guys, what's going on? And how are we? Hopefully recovering nicely from Christmas Day. Man, what a wonderful Christmas I had. I hope you guys had an awesome Christmas as well. Appreciate you tuning in with me for about the next hour or so. We're going to be just ripping through a bunch of bets over here on OddsJam, DFS, Arbitrage, Positive EV. We're going to have a great time. We had a fantastic day yesterday. If you caught the live stream yesterday, hopefully you were able to tail some slips. We cashed some PrizePicks, some better slips. So it was a really solid day. Some anytime touchdowns, Bo Nix, Cavante Turpin. I mean, it was really good. Santa came early bearing gifts. So hopefully you're able to catch some of those plays. Today we're just going to be rifling through a bunch of plays. It's really just an NBA day. We have 3 college football games. No NFL, no NHL, no college basketball, not at least till tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a really big day. But today, guys, that's what we're going to start off with some DFS and just kind of go from there. Rick, Irish, what's going on, guys? Hopefully you guys had an awesome Christmas. Happy holidays. And also, speaking of cooking yesterday, we were cooking over at Dub Club. It's been a very nice Christmas week over at Dub Club. We brought back 3 units yesterday. And then on the 23rd, we brought back 3.5 units. So just sent out the card for some of the main and alts. We're going to send out I'll send out the player prop card a little bit later today because it's just going to be NBA. But we have really been doing well the last 2 days over at Dub Club, bringing back 6.5 units. So I'll drop that link a little bit later in the chat, guys, if you want to check out Dub Club. Again, if you sign up for a 1-month package, you get a 3-day free trial. Or if you sign up for a 3-month package, you get a 3-day free trial. Jordan, what's going on, man? Had a great Christmas. Appreciate it. Had a really nice time. Let's kind of get into some plays. And I'll kind of talk through some plays and talk about Christmas. And love to hear about you guys. Hopefully everyone had a very safe and awesome Christmas. And we're getting ready because this is the time of year, guys, with sports. There's just so much going on. We don't want to miss a thing. We got some parlay play value looking right now with Kawhi, Simons, and Trey Murphy. So I know we don't really, there's not a ton of people maybe on the stream that are interested in parlay play, but we're going to go through this, and then obviously we know we're going to have some better discounts. Cash the Jalen Brunson discount on better yesterday. Cash the Steph Curry slip. That was a discount. So it's been going really well. Better. Those discounted slips, guys, are just so nice. They're basically like PrizePicks tacos every single day over there. So we're looking at Kawhi. Over on his points. That's the payouts boost special, which is really nice. I don't know if there's going to be more. I'm sure there'll be maybe more of these. We're looking at Simons over 11.5. And then Trey Murphy. We could grab some others here too. Trey Murphy. Let's see. Trey Murphy on his assists. Under 3.5. All right. Cool. And I'm going to rock this 3-pick entry here, guys. Slightly boosted on parlay play. Not by a ton, but just by a little bit. And so I don't know how to share the link again with this book. So if anyone knows how to, please let me know. But this is going to be the 3-pick slip here. Kawhi over on points. I threw $50 on it. Simons over on points. Trey Murphy under on assists. Little 3-pick slip over there on parlay play. Let's refresh the page. Trent, what's going on? Skunky, que pasa? The chat today, guys, is for members only. So if you are an OG or a DGen, you'll be able to participate in the chat. Again, yesterday we opened it up to everybody. On days where maybe there's a little bit more going on, especially like tomorrow, we're going to keep it to a members only chat. On days where there's maybe not much going on, we'll open it up to everybody else. Rick said cash 3 underdog slips. Awesome, Rick. Dude, nothing better than that when you're just kind of ripping through. We had that happen earlier this week where we were just absolutely, like we said, we cooked 7 slips on, what was it, Tuesday? It was insane. So it looks like we have a Nico Collins and a Kawhi Leonard discount over on better. So we'll grab this Kawhi and we'll pair this up with maybe Marvin and maybe Musa. Bagley's over 5.5 rebounds. Looks like they removed Bagley's rebounds. It's too good. We'll take the under 8.5 points. Cool. Let's refresh the page then. Here, and then what else do we got? You can also throw this on, if you want this one, you can throw it on underdog, guys. And then this quickly play is okay. It's not really good for a 3-pick slip. What about the sharp money tool? What do we got in the sharp money tool for better? Trey Murphy, again, under on assists. It's not bad at all to Pinnacle. It's very good to FanDuel. I know I put it on a parlay play slip, but I'm fine with that. We'll take Trey Murphy again under on his assists. This will be my 6-pick slip or 3-pick slip, guys. Also, the underdog slip yesterday that I shared, the 6-pick, we hit 5 out of 6. We doubled our money. Not bad. I know we would love to go 6 out of 6. Doubled our money on those, which was nice. And, all right, I'm going to share this entry with you guys. This is the discounted Kawhi slip. Mitch Turpin, no doubt about that. Anton, what's going on? Ben, how are you, man? MP, I did. Hopefully you did as well, man. Thank you for saying that. Turpin, Knicks, Mitch. Yeah, we had a good day. Anytime you can cash 2 plays that are over plus 400 odds, I'm taking that all day long. Yeah, Jordan, appreciate that. Really been doing well. Up 13. Dub Club's been killing it, up 13 units on the 23rd and yesterday. Yeah, we've been having a great time over at Dub Club. So I will share that with you guys if any of you want to check it out. Again, like I said, I have some various different packages over there, but if you sign up for a 1-month or 3-month package, you receive a 3-day free trial. So essentially, you get 3 days for free. You know, I'm not necessarily doing the best job as a salesman, but check it out 3 days for free. If you don't like it, then it doesn't cost you a dime. And if you like it and it's working well, then hop on board. So, all right, that's a better slip. A lot of parlay play. Man, there's a lot of good parlay play out there. Might have to go through another one. These underdogs plays, guys, again, if I see enough of them, I'll put together maybe a 6-pick slip because it was nice. We did cash. I got to get rid of all these except for Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges, you're on the naughty list, dude. But yeah, we had some. It was good. Actually got paid out a little bit more than 60. It was 60. Well, we got paid out a little bit extra on that one. 64.60. I was expecting to double my money, but we got paid out more than that, which was nice. Okay. So I'll share another parlay play slip, guys. We'll go over the sharp money tool. We'll also switch this over. I'm currently using Pinnacle. If you guys are ever curious what sportsbook I'm using as my DVIG, it's right here. It'll tell you right here. Okay, so this says Pinnacle. That means I'm DVIGing to Pinnacle. If it says FanDuel, this will say FanDuel. So just a little, pro tip there, guys. If you ever want to know, well, who's he DVIGing to? You can just take a look in this column right here, and you'll be able to see which book I'm using. We already took advantage of Kawhi. Let's do maybe Colin Murray. And we're looking at what? His over on his rebounds. Okay. Sandro. We might not be able to do both from the same. I don't always like taking two of the guys that are on the same team, taking both their overs on the same category. It's one of my least favorite things to do, I would say. So I know I did it. I've done it before in the past. I really don't like doing it. So I'll just pass up on the Sandro play because the Colin Murray Boyles play is just really, really good. Vooch under on his assists, under 3.5. And then we'll even go with Derek White. This will be a 4-pick slip. Derek White, under 4.5 assists. Make sure I grab the under. The less. Yep, okay, great. This is a 4-pick slip, guys. I'm going to cook up over here on Parlay Play. Again, all straight from the EV tool. The more slips you add on here, the bigger the boost. So this is a 4-pick entry. I put $50 on it, and this is what we're going with. Just straight from the OddsJam Positive EV tool, DVIGing to Pinnacle. Let's hit up FanDuel, see if we got any pick six or any, we'll look for Dabble. Let's see what else we have cooking over here. A lot of better, which we've kind of went through better. Here's a Dabble play. Norman Powell over 2.5 assists. Looks like not enough really for anything other than better, to be honest. So I'm going to add the Nico one here as well, guys. We'll take advantage of the Nico discount. We'll kind of just we'll finish up our better plays. So I haven't hit up Santi yet. What, under 3.5 assists? Just going through, guys, this is how it normally goes. Early on in the streams, we just kind of go through some DFS plays. One thing I'll definitely say, if you haven't signed up for Better and it's in your state, definitely sign up. There's a lot of value over there. And again, I think they might let me play this. No, they're just going to let me play it for $10. It's really nice. Yesterday, they let me play that Brunson slip for 20 and we cashed, which was awesome. All right, so this is with the Nico Collins discount. This is over here on Better. 3-pick entry. Perfect play. No insurance on this guy, so we have to hit all 3 picks in order to cash. But yeah, the last, I would say, 2 weeks so far of December has been incredible. Just for myself in general, guys, this is the game of variance. I've shared this before, right? Up over $4,000 on OddsJam, but you could see the first 2 weeks of the month were horrible. And look at the last 2 weeks of this month thus far. Been really, really good. So, and this doesn't include DFS, guys, just so you know. None of the DFS slips that we've cashed. So I'm up over $5,000 this month. If you can see from my picket, it was 6. None of my DFS slips are counted over here on OddsJam. So they're all just on picket. And it's been really, really good. But you can see how crazy the variance is, specifically with December. And now on the month, what are we at? We are at 25 days in, almost a 5% ROI. I've wagered almost $90,000, 700 bets. I've only won 48% of my bets. If you're like, how are you so profitable and you've won less than half of your bets? Because I bet a lot of underdogs. I bet a lot of plus 120s, a lot of plus 150s, plus 115 area range, right? So you don't have to win as many of those bets to get paid out a solid amount. So again, on these streams, guys, I try to keep it as transparent as I can. Keep it 100 so you guys know there's no BS. I'm not hiding behind anything. These are my numbers other than DFS. DFS is tracked over on Picket. You can follow me at Billy C on Picket if you want to see what's going on over there, right? But the problem with Picket is Picket doesn't really track a lot of offshore sports books. So all my offshore sports books are tracked in here. All my single straight wagers are tracked in here. It's just not my DFS. That's all. All right, let's head over to, let's go back here. Let's go to the Sharp Money tool for DFS. Can we find some Dabble? Can I find some PrizePicks or underdog? Not much going on, to be very honest. Let's go over here and see what we have for PrizePicks. We'll kind of just go book by book, and we'll kind of see what we have cooking in here at the moment. But for those of you tuning in, hopefully you had yourself an awesome Christmas, a wonderful holiday season. 3 college football games today, 5 NBA games. So we have some action. Not quite as much as yesterday, but it's still pretty good. No pinnacle odds here until we get to SAR. And then this is the over 8. FanDuel's at 7.5, so I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really like it. Okay. The combo play, no pinnacle odds here. Yeah, not much on PrizePicks. Obviously, as we get a little bit later in the day today, guys, we'll see some more. But at the moment, not really. Underdog, let's take a look at underdog 3 picks. I prefer 3 picks the most out of anything. A little bit less variance. You're still going to see variance, but a little bit less. Over on Vooch, yeah, I like that over PRA. Collier, not so much. Bagley on his rebounds, or Badgley, however you say the dude's name. I don't mind that. So let's come over here. Let's do... I know we took Vooch under on his assist, guys. Yeah, they already bumped this to 27.5. Also, a quick note, guys. There will be a stream tomorrow. My girlfriend's family kind of surprised us with a trip to Flagstaff tomorrow after my stream. So there won't be a stream on Sunday. As it's kind of a surprise trip, and I said I would love to join. So no stream on Sunday. There will be a stream on Monday, but we'll have our stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. That's when we'll be streaming tomorrow. So Bagley on rebounds, okay. What else do we got here? Man, not much else in terms of... I can get behind the SAR on his points, rebounds, and assists, but again, it's him and Bagley on the same team. I kind of hate doing that. It's not my favorite to do, really. Trey on points, not good to FanDuel. It's okay to Pinnacle. I'll take Trey. We'll see how this goes. We'll take his over on his points. Don't know how I feel about that. And then Scotty under 35.5 PRA. That's not great. Jaden Ivey, not great. Trey on his points and rebounds. This is good. I know we took his under on his assists, but his assists aren't factored into this one. It's just points and rebounds. This is a market that only FanDuel offers. We're going to take the over. 3-pick slip, no insurance, guys. I don't love the Trey Young play. It's just fine, but this is going to be for underdog. There it is. Okay. Let's go over the sharp money tool. Well, let's go back over here. Let's go Fliff. What do we got for Fliff? Let's go minus 200 odds. And, okay, this play. All right, honestly, I'm not betting this. I don't know. This is for tomorrow morning. I don't know who's betting first half money lines on Chinese basketball. It's a good play to Pinnacle. A little bit of an edge here. But again, like if you don't want to get limited by Fliff, I wouldn't be playing first half money lines on Chinese basketball. It's just not a good look. So I wouldn't do that. And there's no other Pinnacle odds at all. So, yeah, not much going on Fliff. Over on Rebet. If I put in maybe 3 minimum data points, what do we got here? The Jaguars on the money line. It's 5 cents off to Pinnacle. 9 cents off to Bet Online. But again, this is a really juicy play. I'm not really in love with this. Cam, what's going on, man? What's going on? So not really in love with the Rebet, guys, on this Jaguars money line. I guess I'll let you know if I love something. This Niners money line, I don't know if anyone was able to tail this a couple days ago on the stream. We got really solid closing line value, at least on BetDSI, where I put 500 down. The one on MGM, a little bit of closing line value there, not bad for the Niners on the money line. That's a bigger bet for me, so I'm very excited. Not much to say about Rebet, to be very honest. DraftKings, pick 6. Looking at the NBA, I like Ingram. I like Shaden Sharp. All right, we got some options here over on pick 6. Let me log in. This is pretty solid. What do we got here? So it's just been an absolutely fire last 10 days or so, guys, for myself betting, and hopefully you guys have been able to tail some slips and make some money. It's just been really, really good. And just crazy how the variance is working out. We got a full pie Friday, which is come back at 1 p.m. Eastern for a stat slice from every team tonight, which is really good. We also have a live winnings boost, which is nice to see. I'll claim that on the NBA. But at the moment, so, that means we got to wait. Should be the full pie Friday. That should be here. Pick now. Who do I want to pick? There's no discounts. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the discounts are, but let's go over and add this play on Ingram. Ingram over 34.5 PRA. Cool. Sharp. Over 24. Yeah, that already bumped. Figured it bumped. I'm taking too long talking. Ooh, Kawhi. Kawhi looks good. Kawhi looks very good. He's been playing some insane ball recently. All right, 37.5. And then, okay. We got Ingram. We got Kawhi. Again, you could take either one with Kawhi. I prefer the PRA. Honestly, the PRA is a little bit better just to FanDuel and Pinnacle. Peyton Pritchard. Koulibaly. George. Looking for like a points, rebounds, and assists here. Trey Young under 35.5. I know he just took us over on his points. Okay. I'm going to do the Trey again here. I know we just bet his over. I'm fine with betting his under PRA. It's fine by me when it comes to this. Kawhi just bumped. All right, maybe we can get Kawhi on his points then. Was it 26? Yeah, all that bumped on Kawhi. That's what. Oh, it just dropped back down, though. Hold up. His points just dropped back down to 26. Okay? And then we have this winnings boost here. 4-pick. I didn't realize that. All right, let's grab this winnings boost. We'll go with Kuz. He screwed me a couple days ago on a massive parlay hit. It would have been huge. We'll grab this, guys. Oh, I can't. It has to be live. Never mind then. Just forget Kuz. We're going here, and we're going here, and let's go. All right, let me share this link with you guys. Took a minute to cook this one up. Apologies. Yeah, Cam. We looked at PrizePicks a little bit earlier. I'm not sure if you're just tuning in now. At the moment, there wasn't really any value that I really like to play, and I don't want to force a slip. But we'll come back and take a look at it here a little bit later. But when we checked, it wasn't good. And with 5 NBA games today, there should be a little bit more out there. There should be. So for those of you that are just tuning in, we've already shared a better underdog parlay play, DraftKings pick 6 now slip. PrizePicks is really the only one that we haven't shared because there isn't much. And then obviously Dabble. But for Dabble, for anyone that wants to play some 3-man slips, no Pinnacle odds here. That's okay. We'll lean more on FanDuel for some of these markets. I like the Josh Giddey play. I would stay away from the Jaime Jaquez play. Don't really care for that. Josh Giddey, I like that. Risharia, or however you say this dude's name, I like that. Maxi, I like that. So this would be my 3 plays if I were to go down the line here. Bing, bang, boom. Maxi fell off. Okay. This would be the 3 plays, guys. 2 unders, 1 over. The over would be on Maxi. So I like that. Dabble 3-pick slip. That would be the play. Okay. So there's some Dabble. We'll go back over the sharp money tool. Let's take a look at the sharp money tool just for random. Any and all. Just anything and all for today. What do we have? What's the highest liquidity play? It's for football. UTSA money line. It's actually a pretty good price over here on 4CX. Pinnacle's taking 5K. Yeah, I like this. There's about $214, guys. I'm going to grab this. Grab some of it at least. Really, really good price. And I like this price and compared to like the odds that we're getting compared to Pinnacle. They're not bad to bookmaker. It's okay. It's not great. But I do like it compared to Pinnacle. So 4CX, guys, is like a no vig, like a Profit X. It's really the only sports book. Really, the one exchange I use the most out here in Arizona where you can create your own odds. It's fantastic. All right, there we go. We're in on there. Really, really like that play at minus 214 on UTSA money line today. Zion. Again, no Pinnacle odds here. Zion over 2.5 assists. Somebody wants us at minus 135, minus 134, minus 130. These are incredible prices compared to like a FanDuel. This is really just a Sports Zeno or a Hard Rock play. I would say there really isn't any other sports book out there that's worth grabbing. Again, guys, when you see this on Polymarket, this is basically, for those of you that don't know, let me zoom in a little bit more here. Okay. Let me zoom in a little bit more. This Polymarket number down here is a bunch of bullshit. Okay. Essentially, someone is trying to trick you into taking really bad odds. That's what they're trying to do. Because here's why. This play is slightly better or worse than a flip of a coin. It's leaning a little bit more on the over. So let's say there's about a 60% chance that the over is supposed to hit and a 40% chance that the under is supposed to hit. This person is putting up liquidity on both sides on Polymarket, and they want you to bet this because if you take this, they get their order filled at plus 9,900 odds. So if you bet this, you're going to get paid out like 2 cents, and if you lose, they're going to get paid out a lot of money. So this is a tactic that the pros, or not even, I don't want to say pros, but just scumbags out there on these exchanges or on the trade predictions markets, they try to play these tricks, right? Because they expect that you don't know what's going on. So the reason that these even exist is to try to put you into a trap and catch you. And so that's why they don't mind putting this up on either side. Because again, like we talk about this, guys, all the time with sports betting, it's all about price. So if you bet the over, then this person gets the under filled at plus 9,900 odds. You can see that plus 9,900 odds is really good compared to the rest of this. If you take this side, then he gets the over filled at plus 9,900 odds, which you could see is insanely good to the over. So this person doesn't care. They're just trying to trick you so that you'll bet one side. Then they're going to be super happy because they have like a 1,000,000% EV edge play. So just be wary of that, okay? This is going to happen on the Kalshis and the Parlay markets. They're going to try to get you into some traps, essentially. So MP's asking, anyone on here ever play any of the contests on DK Fantasy like the NBA Friday 8s? Good question, MP. For myself, I haven't, but obviously any OGs or DGens has played, let MP know if you have. Yeah, definitely let them know. We do got that 60% flex boost, so we'll definitely come back and check that out, Cam, here in a little bit on PrizePicks because it's very, very good. Minnesota, not enough money here. So really, guys, I mean, the Peyton Pritchard play has a decent amount, maybe a liquidity that I would say okay, like a decent amount multiplier to Pinnacle, like it's okay. I'm a little bit interested here on Peyton Pritchard, under 4.5 assists, but it's not really enough to like blow me away. And there isn't really much on this page right now that gets me like super excited. Someone put up $1,100 for Jaylen Brown under 4.5 assists. They want the plus 111 odds on the 4.5. You can get this on DraftKings. And again, sometimes these plays you're going to be like, well, Billy, that doesn't look great to Pinnacle. And sometimes they're not, right? Sometimes they're not. Ken, what's going on? Good morning to you, my friend. Hopefully you had yourself and everyone that's just kind of tuning in. Hopefully you guys all had an awesome Christmas. All right, let's go over here to the positive. Before I forget, let's go to the arbitrage tool. Don't want to forget about my arbors. You can definitely make some solid money arbitrage betting. Let's kind of go through again. I've made some videos in the past talking about this. I like to go 10% max. Nothing for the min, right? Nothing for the min. And if you guys want to try OddsJam 1 week for free, save 35% off your first month after the 1 week trial ends. Use code Billy35 or Billy C. And you'll get a 1 week free trial and then a 35% discount. This is the best time of the year to take advantage of that. Yeah, Cam. It definitely does. So we're going to have to, like I said, we're going to come back and take a look at it for sure. We're going to cook up that slip, no doubt. So for my arbitrage people, main markets, player props, that's really what I'm going after. I don't arbitrage alternate markets. There's not a lot of money in these markets. It means the books aren't taking a lot. Once you get beyond probably $500, maybe 1,000 tops, that's all these books are able to really are handled to equip with that. So, if you start really upping your arbitrage bets and you're betting like 400 or 800 or 1,000, this is when you're going to start to get limited really quickly. And just in general, guys, with arbitrage, once you start to really push the limits a little bit more and you're going after plays and putting down 400 on this side and 600 on this side, unless it's money line spreads or totals on the main markets, you're going to get limited fairly quickly. That's just what you start to learn is that once you get beyond like $400 to $500, maybe not DraftKings, but the Bet Rivers, the Hard Rocks, the Bally Bets, the Fanatics, they're not really equipped to take on that kind of action, or they don't want to. And so they just kind of rather kick you out the door. Now there's definitely some really good plays here. If we look for like plays date range for today, right? Not really looking to place bets that are 2 or 3 days away because I don't know how many casual sports bettors are placing bets that far in advance, right? So Jacoby Walter, again, these are a lot of NBA plays, guys. All these games start at 8 or 7 p.m. Eastern. So, we're still a little early in the morning when it comes to this. But if this is the only time of the day that you can arbitrage with, then by all means do so. All you want to do is just make sure that every single one of these plays has a 0.5 or a hook on the end, because we will clearly want the winner and the loser. And then we really want to try to wager with round numbers, end our bet sizes in zeros or fives. That's really it. So for Jacoby Walter, like nobody on Hard Rock bets $102.65. Nobody does that. So either bet $100 or bet $105. So what I like to do is, I'll bet 105 because then I can just bet either 60. Like, don't bet $61 on DraftKings, in my opinion, because I don't know how many people are betting $61. So bet $60, right? Or if you want to try to make this nice and neat, maybe 50 here, maybe it's 85 here, right? You're going to make about $8, even if you drop this down to $85, no matter what happens. Over under on his player rebounds, right? But once you start trying to push the limit, put 500 on over here and 860, DraftKings might be able to take this because DraftKings is the second largest sports book in America. Hard Rock's not going to be able to handle $850 bet sizes on player props. And you're betting this amount of money, or you're betting, $350 on an under this early in the morning or early in the day. That's how you get limited really quickly. But there are a lot of really solid opportunities over here. Again, the more sports books that you have, the more opportunities there are, because then there's more opportunities to mix and match and pair up with the books. We don't know what books are going to show us what arbitrage opportunities on any given day. So that's why having more books gives you more options. And that's all you can really ask for as a bettor with arbitrage. So you can see, I have quite a few offshore sports books, whether it's Bovada or it's a props builder, right? Sportzino is going to provide you a lot of opportunities. So a couple of different things you guys just want to take a look at. Over here on the EV tool, okay, if I try to cook up this PrizePicks slip, 5 or 6 pick entry, according to FanDuel, there's a couple plays here. What about Pinnacle? Pinnacle has 4, okay? Now, all of these plays, throwing a 60% payout boost on these plays, plus adding 2 more, or 1 more at least, is going to be very, very EV. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over here. We're going to quickly hit this play up, or try my best, right? Try it as quickly as we can to hit this up. We're going to go the under 8.5 points. Quickly, maybe over on 3s. I got to double check my work to make sure that I'm putting down the correct amounts. Where's his 3s at? It's over 2.5. Yep. Okay. And then Murray Boyles. We're looking at his over 5.5 rebounds. Maxey, under on his 3s. Okay. And then let's head over to FanDuel to see what they have cooking. Again, we can also go to the sharp money tool as well, guys, if we want to see what's up. And if I just wanted to search for one specific sports book, I could just do that right here. We could see maybe VIT. Not enough money there, really, but it could be an option. We'll see. I think we're going to be able to be all right, though, with Santee. So I'm just going to rock this as a 5-pick entry, guys. If you want to make it a 6-pick entry, add Jaylen Brown or McConnell. They're really the same edge, whichever one you prefer. Santee under on assists. I'll come over here and hit the 60% flex boost. And how much am I allowed to wager on this? That's the question. Couldn't do 25. Can I do 20? Or are they going to limit me to like $5? So I'm just going down the line right now, guys, just trying to hit this up. 15. Nope. So it looks like I'm going to have to do this for $5. Okay. Let me share the link with you guys. This is a 5-pick flex. Again, if you want to add a 6th pick, Jaylen Brown and McConnell. Ken, no worries at all, man. No worries at all. It's Christmas, man. Hopefully you had a nice Christmas, spending with the friends or family, your loved ones. That's what it's all about. We had a solid stream yesterday. We cooked up a couple different DFS slips that cashed, hit some anytime touchdown scores. Definitely made some money. Looking to kind of replicate that today. So make sure, guys, that when you go over to PrizePicks, you click over the promotions, opt in. And then when you cook up the slip, make sure you check off the box on PrizePicks that says 60% payout boost. I was only able to play it for $5, but we're in. We're in. Okay, so let's head over to, first take a look at college football. There's 3 college football games today. We'll use Bookmaker as a sharp. We already, I'm on UTSA. I know I took up all the liquidity there. UTSA money line at minus 214. But let's see what we have. Let's go main markets. I'll get off of the alts for a second. And let's just see first and foremost what's out there. I don't have any odds range. Well, wrong one. We want to go leagues. We want to go clear. Let's go college football first. Like using bookmaker here. Okay. So there's no odds range set up here, guys, but New Mexico, Minnesota, very small edge on MGM. New Mexico, this is a decent amount of liquidity, but Pinnacle's taking 10K. And if Pinnacle's taking 10K, I know bookmaker's taking more than that. So this doesn't scare me on New Mexico and Minnesota. New Mexico plus 1.5 against Minnesota for my Profit X peeps. Or if you wanted to go over to NoVig, a little bit more money on over at NoVig. This is 14K. But again, we are DVigging to bookmaker. So we're leaning on bookmaker as the sharp sports book. When I say DVig, guys, and we're picking a certain sports book, think of it like your tour guide. You're just relying on them, or the chaperone of your group. That's who we're thinking of. So bookmakers are our tour guide today. We expect that they know all when we're looking through these different games. So this is the Rate Bowl with make sure I say that one correct. Rate Bowl with New Mexico and Minnesota. So over here on bookmaker, they're taking $11,000. So the fact that NoVig, there's 14 grand, that's more than 11, but it's not like leaps and bounds more than what bookmaker has. So I'm still okay with betting this New Mexico play over on ProfitX or NoVig. Totally fine with that. Anything that is below minus 102 odds is EV. So there really isn't EV on any of the recreational sports books. This is just going to be ProfitX and NoVig. There's no edge over there for 4CX. If you get it at plus 104, it looks pretty good. Bookmaker, like I said, Bookmaker has New Mexico plus 1.5 at minus 110. This over on Central Michigan and Northwestern today, it's a lower edge play, 1.5%. I'm still okay with it. Let's go back to this because you can see the Pinnacle's taking 5K. The over 43.5. 43.5 is a pretty big number. Bookmakers at minus 107. They're only taking $3,200 actually. Circa's only taking $1,100. So this is the same amount as Pinnacle's taking. I would probably say let's just not pay attention to this play. But over here on New Mexico, Minnesota, this is definitely a play over here on BetMGM. I'm going to go bet it. It's a 1% edge play. I know it's a little bit low, guys, but again, this is like mainline markets, day of the college football game. You're not going to see a ton of edge on day of the games for college football when people have had weeks to kind of bet this. So we're just going to take advantage of this now. And a lower edge play, I'm still more than happy with betting it. And also with my limited MGM account, I'm going to be able to bet maybe a little bit more. We'll have to see. Let's see here. All right. Make sure I got the right game. New Mexico, Minnesota. The main line's 43.5, which I might be able to bet that. But for the total, we'll go to 44.5. Again, I got about $450 in the account. They won't let me bet this. 33.48. All right. So we're in for $33.48 for a smaller edge play on New Mexico and Minnesota. All right, there we go. Not much else really to write home about in terms of college hoops. So let's move over to the NBA. And let's take a look at some mainline markets early on. And we're going to lean on Pinnacle early on. That's what we're going to do. All right, so odds range. We'll set this up right now. We'll go like a minus 175 to like a plus 130. What do we have? Oh, my goodness. So this is only for BetDSI, guys. But if you have BetDSI, God, I love this sports book. Offshore sports book I use all the time. Great book. So for those of you that are limited, trying to look for another offshore sports book, if you don't know, I use BetDSI a lot. They've paid me out multiple times. I've had an account with them for 4 years. Still my personal account. Really good book. And this is a nuke on the under on the Pistons and the Jazz. Hopefully it's not stale and it's still there. No, that's a stale play. Because the main line they have is 242.5. So this is unfortunately not real. So we'll hide that specific bet because it's not out there. Suns and the Pelicans, though, this is on any Canby Sportsbook. The over 237. This looks really good. If I type in Suns, We get all the totals. Definitely want to take the 237. This is the easiest one to hit. So we'll hit that up. Over here, I'm going to go over to Bet Rivers, guys, and try to bet as much as I can on this. Again, I'm a little bit limited on my Bet Rivers, but this is a mainline market in the NBA. 3% edge, guys. Normally don't see this. This is great. Hopefully this is still out there. And let's go 237 minus 125. That's fantastic. All right, I am able to get $350 on that play. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, that's solid. All right, so I bet 350, a little bit more than what was supposed to be. Again, when I look at ladders, guys, this just so happened to be the one play that was the easiest over to hit and the highest EV edge, had that combo, right? If you want to ladder all of these plays together, and if they only score 223 points, you're going to be a sad panda. So I'm just going to bet the 237 and say adios, right? Very, very happy that we're able to get that, or at least I can. Hopefully you guys can. I have 3 different Canby books out here. Very limited here, somewhat limited here, not that limited. But again, this is an NBA total points market. This is a mainline market. This is 1.5 points off of the main line. So Bet Rivers is going to let me bet a lot of money over there. I was at least able to get $350 down, which was awesome. That's a 3% edge play to Pinnacle. Love that. Now it's a 2.5% edge play. No, because it moved to minus 127. We got it minus 125, which was really, really good. Ben, tell me why again. Tell me why is it so good? I mean, so basically, Ben, it's let's think about it this way. All the gas stations around town are selling gas for $3 a gallon, and we were able to get it at $2 a gallon at one gas station. So all the gas stations are like, yo, you should be buying gas at $3 a gallon, but we're getting in at $2 a gallon at one gas station when we know we should be paying $3. So that's an incredible discount. That's a great edge. We're getting a lot of savings going to that book there, to that gas station, getting at $2 a gallon, right? You know that if you have a 20-gallon tank, you're getting at $2 a gallon compared to $3 a gallon. That's a lot of savings. It's the same thing here. Betting this at minus 125, all the sports books are like, yo, this should be like minus 138 odds. We get it, so it means you have to put up 138 to get paid out 100. We got it at minus 125. You had to put up 125 to get paid out 100. So that's a savings of $13 just for $100, and it just moved again, which is confirmation. Again, guys, look at this. Oh, yeah, baby. Look at this fucking price right here. We just got it at minus 125, and now it's minus 155. So 2 minutes ago, it cost us $125 to make $100. Now it's going to cost us $155 to make $100. So that's a huge savings. So that's an edge that we want to accumulate. No problem, man. I mean, that's essential. And now it's up to minus. Oh, God, I love betting NBA mainline markets. And for myself, guys, since it's Bet Rivers and I'm limited this early in the morning, I'm okay firing off these plays. So if you're not limited, like for me, here's my thought process. Okay. These plays here, there's 3 Canby sports books. If you live in a state like I've been to, like I said, Maryland has 3 Canby sports books, Pennsylvania does, Arizona does. Some of you maybe only have 1, so I can understand that. If you're in a very unique situation like I am, maybe you just bet every early NBA mainline market on Bally Bet and you know you're going to get limited. But, in the meantime, guys, if you have a couple other Canby sports books, this is where I go over there and create an account and play like an SGP for $5. And maybe all you do on your Bet Rivers account is play a couple low dollar SGPs for account health while you're just ripping through bets on Bally Bet, right? You play all your sharp bets on Bally Bet, and then on Bet Rivers or Desert Diamond, you're just kind of placing your SGPs for $1 or $5, right? You're kind of priming the account a little bit, so that when you do ultimately get death limited on Bally Bet, then you can go over to the next sports book you'll have a little bit longer of a run with that account. That's kind of how I try to. I'm always thinking like a chef, guys. How am I going to prep or set up these accounts? What I'm going to do. Again, it might not mean a lot at the end of the day, but it's just some things that I like to do. So with this Bulls play, oh, wait a minute. Bucks Grizzlies. This is a Caesars play. This is an Arb to Pinnacle. This is insane. Insane. You want to bet this under here, guys. Incredible price. Anytime it's an Arb to Pinnacle, which means the plus odds number on the over is larger than the minus odds number on the under, you can day trade these books. This isn't a massive Arb, but it's an Arb nonetheless. Crossed market. One sports book screwed up. Hell, I might maybe go bet this over. Or maybe if you could go get this on no vig, this is, no vig, you could Arb this. This is a solid Arb on no vig, right? Somebody wants you to bet. They got $6,200. They wanted to bet want you to bet the under. It's a great play on Caesars. Again, if you have Campy sports books, I would probably take the under 231 instead. This play on the Bulls, I'd rather take the plus 3.5 than the plus 2.5. In my situation, guys, like myself on MGM, I'm limited. I'm just going to go ahead and play both. So I'm just going to, because I'm limited, I'm just going to rip through both Bulls plays at plus 3.5 and plus 2.5. There it is. Main line's at 1.5. So I'll first take the plus 3.5 at minus 135. I'll bet as much as I can. They won't let me bet this, but I'll try. 115.03. Again, I'm limited on MGM, but I can still get $115 down. Not bad. Especially on mainline markets, guys. This MGM, even though they limit you, they're fair. Live betting, you can get some stuff down. And then we're going to look at the plus 2.5 again at minus 118 odds. So I'm going to ladder this. Minus 118, excuse me. And again, 250. They won't let me bet that. They'll let me bet 115. So I'm basically getting $230 down on two different Bulls spreads. Really nice. Appreciate that, MGM. And so same thing, 115 spot 03. No doubt, Anton. Yeah, and for those of you got no doubt about that. Like if you guys are limited on books, this is something that I don't know if you mind saying, but Ben and I, we had a call earlier this week, and he mentioned to me just like even grinding accounts for $5 to $10 plays on the soft sports books like a Hard Rock or a Fanatics or an MGM or a Bet Rivers, you can still make good money. I'm talking you can still make hundreds of dollars in profit if you're willing to kind of rip through those bets. And it's almost easier once you're super limited on these books because then you can just start rifling through bets. Like, I see the edge, bang, 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 whatever. You only get $5, $10 down, just start ripping through, and it's really, really simple. That's something that I think doesn't, everybody kind of throws in the towel once they get limited. I know I throw in the towel a lot on accounts that I'm limited to like $20, $25 on. You can still make really good money on those accounts. 4CX, for anyone that's out there that has 4CX. This is very good. It's a 2% play. Again, we're talking about the under on the Pistons and the Jazz. A lot of books are at like minus 110 to minus 115. This is at minus 105. I'm not going to take up the full $278. So, if Chi-Town's in here or anyone else that uses 4CX, don't worry. I'm probably just going to go in for maybe like 100 to 150. But, so I'll leave some out there. But again, on 4CX, guys, this is a great book. You're just going to click into props. Come over here. You can go to the main markets are right here, and then totals. So we're looking at the under 242.5. You can see the top price is right here. There's $278. So I'm just going to go in for $150. Obviously, minus 106 isn't bad either, guys, for $500. That doesn't scare me. And there we go. I'm in on 4CX. You can see right here, bets taken next to the little check mark. And there it is. So 2% edge play. I'll say I got it for $150. Yeah, Anton. Only hurts when you want to put down $7 when you get like $7 and you wanted to put down 30, or when you want to bet like 500 and you can only get down 80. So yeah, it definitely stinks. And looks like this under's just dropping like crazy. Looks like there's a lot of activity. Really good stuff. Okay. And then looks like the point spread's coming up again, guys, over here on the Bulls. What do we got? FanDuel's popping now. We got this at minus 118. It's now at minus 120 because guess what? MGM moved to minus 140. So there's a couple different examples here, guys. Betting mainline markets on the NBA, like now, soft books, like an MGM or a Bet Rivers, the price just dramatically moves in our favor. We secured closing line value quite a bit too, especially on that Suns game. So this play on the Bulls, we got it at minus 118. MGM moves to minus 140. Maybe a bit of an overreaction, but still, it's a move. You can still grab this over here on FanDuel, which obviously I could bet more on. I'm fairly happy with what I have. I'm interested in betting the first half money line. Different play altogether. So I'm going to come over here to FanDuel and bet the first half money line at plus 104 odds. Obviously, I'm pretty heavy on the Bulls. So if the Sixers blow out Chicago tonight, guys, that's something I'm always thinking about in my mind. And if anybody here in the stream, not an OG or DGen, that's found value in the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. I really appreciate it. The whole goal of these streams is to help you make money, break down my process and what I specifically look for so that you can copy and paste this for yourself and start making money consistently off the sports books. So, you know, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, dude, if the Sixers blow out the Bulls, then all my bets are going to lose here. Obviously, if the Bulls come out and have a strong game, then, you know, we're going to win these. OGM's telling me about 180 on the Bulls first half money line, guys. Just go over to half, first half winner. If I go, what's the max wager? 384 is pretty good. So we're just going to go for $200 here. And there we go. 200 on the Bulls first half money line. If the score's tied at half, it's a push, no action. I get my money back. So there is some insurance built in with this bet, which I do like, right? I know we don't like the push bets, but I'd rather push than lose. And now you can see that the Sixers are moving in the there's value on the Sixers because we're betting this back and forth. All right, those are some mainline NBA markets. We'll jump into some player props right now. And let's take a look at just some player props in general. We're going to start off with Pinnacle. Pinnacle, worst case, guys. Okay, what do we got? Obviously, because I'm logged into FanDuel, I want to check out this Keyshawn George play. But for anyone that's on Camby, Kalaware, rebounds, Arb to Pinnacle, bet these all day long. At plus 132 odds also on FanDuel, that doesn't look too bad. It's about just under a 5% edge play here. You can see the FanDuel's at 132. What do we got on this play? Okay, so this is one of those interesting scenarios. I would bet this on Bet Rivers, guys, all day long. I'm trying to evaluate if I want to bet this on FanDuel, and I'm going to most likely say yes, over 13.5 rebounds. A little bit of movement here from FanDuel working towards Pinnacle, but I'm cool with it. So we'll come over here because, again, it's about almost a 5% edge play, which is really good. Where to get 14 rebounds. This is an alt line, guys. So you come over here to player rebounds. Go to 14 plus 132. What can I bet? $113. That's what I'm limited to. So, again, guys, if I was just for those of you that are maybe new to the stream, I'm not trying to sound cocky, okay? But it's been a crazy month on FanDuel. You can see I have a balance of over $6,000. If I was a losing sports bettor on FanDuel, they would not let me. They would probably take whatever I wanted to bet, right? But if I'm a winning sports bettor, then FanDuel's like, yo, dude, you can't even bet $114 on this play. So we're going to get this for $113. If you're someone that is on a Camby book that's limited, like maybe Anton, to, $7, coming over here to FanDuel where you can maybe have higher limits, you can still get this for a 5% edge play. I really, really like that. So there it is. So I'm just going to put this in here on FanDuel. Again, OddsJam's Bet Tracker is 100% free. Been using it for 4 years. It's a great tool. It just tracks all my straight wagers. So again, Jaden Ivey. This is an ARB to Pinnacle. Okay, now we don't have the FanDuel option here. I really wouldn't play this anywhere else. No plus 100. So it's just a Camby play, guys, but it's an ARB to Pinnacle. The plus odds number on the over is larger than the minus number here on the under. You can day trade the books, cross market all day long. Ingram, MGM, or Camby. Again, another ARB. It's plus 140 on FanDuel, excuse me. If I go over here and say, all right, can I bet this over here? 5.5% edge on Ingram. I like that. Over 2.5 made threes. Raptors and the Wizards. Come over here. You're you're going to have a couple different options. 3+, good odds, 178. Okay, what's OddsJam telling me? I want to make sure I'm betting the appropriate amount, guys. So if I get this at 140, they're telling me to bet 291, which I would love to. So I'll just come in here and bet 175. There we go. Ingram, 175 at plus 140 odds. Now, another tip, guys, on FanDuel is I could come down here to player-made threes possibly and take a look and say, yo, here's his over 2.5. FanDuel will let me bet this again for another $35. So if I want even more money on this play, I can get another $35 over here, right? So now I'm in for a solid amount of money. My math is terrible. I think it's 210. And so it's a really core belief of mine, guys, on these streams that you actually I don't tell you just what to bet. I place these bets myself so that you know that I'm legit. There's no BSing with me. I don't hide behind anything. I make sure I place these bets. Okay? And so if you're like, Billy, I don't understand how you're still using MGM or Bet Rivers. I've been watching you, man, for over a year. How are you still getting this action down? And the answer is partnerships. Partnerships is very crucial to long-term success. And so I've obviously accrued some different partnerships through my journey. Kaishan, this is an ARB all day long. Rebounds. If Ingram's not going to make those threes, we need someone grabbing those rebounds. We want Kaishan to grab those rebounds. 6+ rebounds. They're not going to let me bet $490, unfortunately, but I will bet whatever I can. 115. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll come back down here to say, can I get this again? And it's 2 cents off, which is fine. $78. There we go. So 78, right? So we're in. So first I'll come over here. I'll type this in for 115. And then I'll click this check sign again, put 128, and then put this for what? $78. And again, guys, on a month like this in December where I'm cooking, right? I'm making a ton of cash. I am more willing to go a little bit harder in the paint, if you will, on some of these plays. 1,000%. 1,000%. All right, guys, I do have to shut the stream down right now. I have family coming in from out of town to visit me today. They're going to be here in about 10 minutes. So I got to shut it down and get ready for them. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. We're going to be back on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, going through some college football. NHL's back. College basketball's back. We got NBA, NFL football tomorrow. It's a big day tomorrow. So come over, hang out with me for about an hour, maybe an hour plus tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. Questions, email me, DM me. May all your bets cash today. May you continue to have an awesome holiday season, guys. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care.